Gentlemen, welcome to the Week 4 presser for 10 Men and a Beaver. Let's get right into it. A quick look at the standings shows that KY and his butt fumblers are perched atop the prestigious post of pole position. As such, let's bring our guest in for the evening. Some call him Kyle, while his female students call him Creepy, but you can call him Mr. Butt Fumbler. Coach Damro, how are you doing this eve?
Good. I'm glad to be on. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, you are the last unbeaten team remaining in the 10 Men and a Beaver League. Do you think you can keep up this pace?
Well, I thought about it over the weekend, and I'm glad I'm lucky to be 4-0. I faced some tough teams, but it's not my fault for playing terrible teams as well. The real test of me keeping up pace is where I stand after week 9. I faced Peyton Manning week 7, Michael Vick week 8, and the whole Cavity Crappers week 9. Every team will be hurting for buys week 9, so that'll be a tough test.
That's true. And you said you faced some tough competition, but your critics will point out that you have a league low 455 points against for the season, and they say you are a lucky little bastard. How do you respond to that?
Well, I would like to say a proverb from the Rock River League to compare my situation. For many years, behind pitchers, I have been pitcher of the year, but they've never had to face their own team. So naturally, they're going to be pitcher of the year. They don't have to face their own lineup. Maybe I've given up a league low point because my team is that good. I'm not facing the best players.
That is some very deep stuff there. That's like Confucius and Plato all put together. Now on to something very similarly deep. Your team name is the Butt Fumblers, yet nary a quarterback named Sanchez is found on your roster. Please explain.
Well, personally, I just like it when girls stay short in the butt. That's the guy I wanted to be the Butt Fumblers. I didn't really plan on having a fun team this year. I just kind of want the names that will stick with me for years to come.
All right, sounds good. We'll probably edit that one out later. So, final question. Who do you got to win the Butchie this year?
Well, that's a clown question, bro. As in Jadavian Clown. There are 4 teams right now who are in the race. But it's really who's going to lay down for Jay Clown, who's going to play dead success, or who's going to fill the void with boys.
Ooh.
With the 4-team race, it all depends on who benefits from Troy folding. If this is a poker hand, Mark's trying to stand on a jack high, and Troy's folding with a full house. I don't really see my team competing in the championship, but I hope I do. I have a feeling that whatever team is going to make that big trade to keep them in the hunt.
You know what, Coach Damro, I came into this with pretty low expectations, but I gotta say, it has been a pleasure speaking with you this evening, and best of luck the rest of the year.
Well, thank you very much.
Brad took the Big Wang Award this week, again, posting the high point total in a win over Markey.
5 guys who scored over 20 points? Are you fucking kidding me, Brad? F you, Peyton.
A surprisingly high-scoring and tight battle was had this week between Petrie and Troy, as Petrie used 39 points from Old Man Gonzalez to hold off a late charge from Breeze and Jimmy Graham. And Petrie got 14 points from his kicker, and that's not bad. Now folks, if I can be serious for a second, it's not very often that a fantasy football press conference reporter gets to report on something that is truly a historic and world-changing news event. But in our third matchup this week, the Cell Block Vicks completed an epic and history-making turnaround, as far as this reporter can tell. At the conclusion of the first game Sunday, Selvix was down 122-12. And according to FacePage, it reached 157-30 early during the afternoon games. Now the Vicks had a number of good players left, but it took two courageous players going on Monday night to double their projected points in order for the turnaround to be complete.
You ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. If you are the wind beneath my wings.
Oh God. Got a little bit of Lady E's dick in my eye. In the fourth matchup, Ray finally got on the board with a win, though it did take a combined 41.5 points from his defensive and his kicker players. Jay's lineup setting this week was a comedy of errors, as his running backs had a combined 4.4 points. Meanwhile, fantasy stalwarts LeGarrette Blount and Ben Taint were sitting on his bench. Actually, it turns out Jay's running backs just really suck. That'll do it for this week, folks. Worst of luck to you this weekend. I'm out.